All right, guys. It is the 28th, I believe, of May. All right. So, Prot Warrior. Total play time from level 1 to 3K was 2 days, 17 hours. Now, full disclaimer, never really played Prot Warrior. I mean, I've had them, but I didn't do much. I'm like, do a dungeon here or there, not keys, just random dungeons, nothing hard. I vaguely knew how it works based on the other tanks that I'm friends with, what they tell me how it plays and things like that. Honestly, it's pretty solid. There's obviously better tanks, clearly. You know, that's how the meta works, but it's a solid tank. I mean, if you have shield block up and you're using your rage on ignore pain, you have a problem. Now, bleeds are hard to deal with. I'm sure there's ways I could deal with them better, but again, like I said, this is kind of a new class for me. The entire point of these videos is just to show you guys that you don't have to be the meta tank. You know, if you're like now I don't know about you guys, but like I'm a life druid tank. I've been playing druid for a really long time. It's what I'm comfortable in. It's what I love to do. But so you know, if you're a warrior, you'll start playing warrior. Oh, but it's not meta. I better play monk or I play druid. You don't have to do that. It only matters in the highest key levels. I'd say like 20 plus, maybe even 19 plus. I don't know. I never like plan to get that high in keys. I never want to. If I had a dedicated group, it'd be a different story, but I don't. So just, you know, my playstyle, my talents, my everything is completely around the pug setting. To babysitting people walking into stuff, people not using defensives. Like I try to do pull sizes around. They're gonna live or they're gonna die. Now you can love that or hate that, but that's just the environment that I play in. It's how it goes. So Prot Warrior. Like I said, it's pretty solid. I feel like a lot more mashing because you're like constantly hitting ignore pain. Now I seen some people say that you could macro ignore pain to shield slam. My problem with that is I didn't have the rage I needed for shield block, but there is a talent, right? The choice node between extra haste or every time you hit shield slam, it extends the duration of shield block. If you take that talent, you can ignore pain all day. If you have decent gear, you will never need to hit a second shield block. I mean, I've had shield block up for like a full minute on some pulls, you know, which is good because you want it up when you're going to the next pull. Because where it feels really, really bad if you don't have shield block up. I mean, you're just getting trucked. This was a 12 Zenith. I ended up doing all keys on 12 and I did like 2 13s. Now, full disclosure, if you're doing this right now, we're at the point in the season where most of the skill players that pug are done. They've gone as far as they're gonna go. They're done with keys. They're playing other things. That point in the season where everybody's like out. Like usually around the time that crests are uncapped, people are on their way out. They've probably either finished everything or they're about to finish everything. So we're getting either people who are re-rolling, people who are doing things that they don't normally do, like DPS players playing healer, things like that. So keys that were pretty simple 3-4 weeks ago are considerably harder now. That's just something to keep in mind. It isn't really that big a deal as a tank. I'd say carry some If you can't, if you're playing a class that can't be res, carry some jumper cables. I saved a couple of keys today with just having those on me. Kind of annoying to do because you got to be at point blank range, but yeah. So we'll start this real quick. What else? Okay. So I want to address some stuff. I was very upset yesterday. I made a video. Not many people seen it. Somebody was quite vocal about their opinion. While I don't agree with the way they said it, I can respect what was said. But I'm at a point in my life where I'm not going to put up with that kind of talk. Truth, that's just the truth. So these videos were always meant to be fun. Clearly it upsets people. Some people. I don't know what it is, like internet troll shit or people just fucking being pissed. I was very upset because a healer was literally trolling a key. And he was playing like shit. I mean, it was a 12 academy, dude. That's not a hard key. Not a hard key. You don't need a bunch of stops to clear a fucking 12 academy. But people can say whatever they want, right? My druid is 16 resilient, and I've had zero problems with my routes. My routes will work fine, and that was before the druid buffs. I've been that high. So people can say, judge me, whatever they want to do. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Just want to be real clear about that. This is going to be the last WoW video I make. I just don't have the mental in my life right now to put up with this kind of shit. I didn't appreciate that. It made me rather a lot more upset than I wish I was. But the point of these videos was just to show people that you can play whatever you want. You don't have to play the meta class. Well, a lot of people in WoW are convinced about that. I see that all the time. If I watch a stream, it's almost guaranteed you're going to find somebody who says, "Hey, what's the better healer right now? What's meta right now? What's It's like, yeah. I mean, I understand that people want to get invited to groups, and that's all good. But don't be afraid to run your own keys. That's okay too. I do it all the time. Like playing the prot warrior, I ended up writing my own key a lot. A lot of people were looking for druids and stuff, and I get it, right? They're very tanky right now. I mean, I can tell you, I can count on my fingers the number of times that people have wanted druid tanks. I mean, it's always been the redheaded stepchild every time. I think the last time I saw this was, Jesus, like season 3 of Shadowlands or something. Like it's been a long time ago. So, and it won't last. I know Blizzard's have it. It won't last. Next season, they're gonna nerf all that shit to the ground and give us a really shitty Apex. I know it. They always do. That's not stop me from playing it. But it is what it is. Anyway, so with that being said, this is the last. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm probably done for the season. Gonna be running some keys with some friends on Friday. On my main, but other than that, I'm out. I did what I wanted to do. I'm gonna focus on trying to get healthier in my life. And I'm not gonna let this a video game and people in a video game try to make me feel less worth, because that's not what I want in my life. So let's get that out of the way. So here's the situation, right? So this guy, I was like, where the hell is this guy? Like, I couldn't find him. So, but I did see the paladin over here. It's risky to do that, but I knew I had enough ignore pain to get me through the channel. I really hate that it has a cast time, but I know why, but it just feels bad. Anything with like a cast time on a tank just feels gross to me. Let me talk about some things I struggled with. Honestly, gathering is interesting on the warrior because you just feel slow unless you're charging. I just feel so slow. On the paladin, it was you pop on the horse, you throw hammers around, you get set. Warrior, I'm like, oh, I gotta move here, move here, move here. The AOE silence is nice. I won't lie there. That is a amazing talent. One thing I would say I did like about the warrior, there are several builds. I've ran across like 5 or 6 different viable builds. Just like tailor the talents to what you want, and you'll be fine. Like I've seen ones that run one Apex talent. I've seen one 4. I've seen several, and warrior has some pretty interesting talents in general. So these are all things that I actually liked a lot about the class. I mean, it's fun. I hear the DPS ones are really fun too. I'm not a very good or capable DPS player, but I do I respect it. It looks fun, and I'm sure they're doing great in PvP like usual. I mean, it's a dawn time. Like warrior seems pretty viable. So what's happening here? Like people are dying because they're just not wanting to use defensives for whatever reason. I don't know. Like you see the shaman's holding on to it. The paladin's holding on to a bunch of stuff. The hunter just now started using defensives, and the demon hunter, I don't think he uses blur once. I could be wrong, but based on what I see. But yeah, I don't know. There's not much else to really say. I mean, 3K is very easy to do right now. It's not a huge accomplishment. If I had to hit like 3,400 on this guy, I don't think I would. At right now, if this was a month ago, it'd be totally fine. The game was considerably easier a month ago. But it's like this every season. This isn't a new thing. I mean, we went through this in a War Within too. Anytime there's a turbo boost, most of the good players leave around that time. And this was a weird version of the turbo boost, but I really liked I do really like the reroll system, and I understand why gear needs to be easier, but at the same time, I feel like it diminishes. It shortens the lifespan of the season in that people are gonna quit faster, and I don't blame them. Like you should play other things in World of Warcraft. It doesn't have to be your only game. So, but yeah, I don't know. This dungeon went fine. It was towards the end, I think I started pulling a little heavy towards the end because the timer was getting tight. The demon hunter, I think it was new. He died to a lot of like really basic stuff. And he had defensives up, stuff like that. So yeah, guys. So that's Prot Warrior at 3K. I ended up timing a 13 win runner right before I recorded this. And so I timed a Sky Reach and Wind Runner on 13 and everything else in 12s. So really, you hit Brazil 12, you're mostly there. And that's not hard to do. Even right now, it's not hard to do. 12s are... I'd say the hardest one for me was Banisher's Terrace, and it was just because I had so many healers who didn't want to dispel. I don't know. I mean, I'm talking like 6-7 runs of healers, either not able to keep up with the AoE damage on some of the pulls, or they were like not dispelling on last boss, and on my druid, I can survive that. On my, you know, monk, I can survive that. Not on the warrior, just the splat. You know, I'll live as long as I can. You know, potions, hellstones, all defensives, all that stuff. But eventually, that dot is going to kill you because you're going to get multiple stacks of it, and it'll knock you out. You know, I tried pinging myself. I tried asking for dispels, all that good stuff. But some healers, I don't know. Maybe they can't see it on the default frames. It could be a number of issues. Now this pull, I wouldn't do a double lingering pull here without on anything over 12. It's a really dangerous pull. But I was a little worried about the timer, so I wanted to make sure that we timed this one. I didn't want to redo it. So, but yeah. So, Part Warrior does a lot of damage. If you're somebody who likes, I mean, well, I don't know, man. My monk does just as much damage, and my druid does more. So, oh, let me talk about defensive stance. So, remember, not the best Prot Warrior, but I would say I did not leave defensive stance very often in Pugs. I'd say like 50-50, my healer was going to be able to keep up. If I had a really good healer, I would pop into battle stance more. So some people I've seen online say that you need to stay in battle stance most of the time and pop in defensive stance when damage is high, which is probably true. You know, you're probably going to do more damage that way. But for this little thing, and primarily doing Pugs, I wanted to just stay in defensive stance. So you can do either one. You know, again, it's a you thing, what you like the most. I'm more of a tank who likes to be defensive versus offensive, but different strokes for different folks. So, but yeah, I think we finished this thing with like 3.5 minutes left, so it's not bad. This group was actually pretty decent. I mean, we had DPS dying to while sitting on cooldowns and stuff like that. So, but all right, guys, that's it, and this will be my last WoW video. I do not plan on uploading again. The uploads on my channel are going to be probably talking about my weight loss stuff. And I will be streaming, but that's it. I don't think I'm going to play WoW after this week. I think I'm going to wrap it up. So that's it. All right, guys. So if you guys do want to get 3K, personally, I don't think the map looks very good, but if you're one of those people that want that's their goal, it's a very easy goal to hit. If you want a real challenge, the 3.4 is where to go. But I implore you, make some friends, get a group, do it together. You will have a much better time, I promise. Last season, I had a core group, and it was way more enjoyable than what this is. This sucks for a lot of reasons. So make some friends, get out there, and do the thing. All right, guys. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.